The number of flu cases in Kentucky have more than doubled in the past week. Health officials say it's because of an outbreak.
A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the owner of a Southern Kentucky automotive business that was damaged by snow rebuild.
And a University of Kentucky PhD student is forced to put his life on hold after a devastating discovery.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. The number of flu cases in Kentucky has skyrocketed in the past week. There have now been 447 cases reported statewide, up from just 169 last week.
And the state says that more than 200 of those new cases have been reported in the Boyd, Carter, Elliott, Greenup, and Lawrence County area. Victor Puente has more on the outbreak in our top story at 5:30.
Kentucky's flu numbers have more than doubled within the past week. State health officials say it's because of an outbreak in the eastern part of the state. That outbreak is happening a county away from Dr. Don Blair's office.
The last couple of weeks we've been seeing some real flu.
He says his office in Rowan County has started to see an uptick in the number of flu cases they're treating.
Some of them had taken the flu shot and some had not.
Last week, a spokesperson for the Cabinet for Health and Family Services told us the state had 169 confirmed flu cases. This week, that number jumped to 447 cases. They say it's because of an outbreak in the Fiveco area. That's made up of Boyd, Carter, Elliott, Greenup, and Lawrence counties. Those 5 counties have had more than 200 cases in the past week.
Well, I really wasn't seeing any flu 2 weeks ago, but in the last 14 days, I began to see it, and every day a little bit more.
Rowan County borders Elliott and Carter counties. He says he's been telling his patients to monitor those around them.
Tell people to keep their hands really clean, using hand sanitizer, and I think would be important when they go to the grocery to wipe off the rail on that grocery cart.
Dr. Blair says that while some people have gotten the flu, even after getting a flu shot, he still recommends that everyone should get one because flu season is expected to continue for several more weeks. In Rowan County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Dr. Blair also recommends that if you think you have the flu, it's best to get treatment early. He says Tamiflu works best when it's taken within the first 48 hours. Well, it seems lately here in the Bluegrass, one week it's cold, and the next week it feels a little closer to spring.
All over the place, right? And it looks like, though, we are in for another one of those breaks from winter heading into our weekend. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey joins us now with an early look at that forecast. Chris?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs in the forecast, and that's typically the case as you get into late February and rolling into the month of March. We know how fickle March can be, and it looks to be the case as we go into the first week or so, at least, of the month. Right now, as we get set to close the door on February, how about that? Temperatures mid and upper 30s across the entire area. 37 Mountain Parkway corridor, Lexington, 36 in Covington. Frankfort, capital city, good evening, 38 degrees. Everybody with mostly cloudy skies, and we've all been seeing at least some wayward snowflakes filling the air. Little band of some snow now working from northwest to southeast into northern and eastern parts of Kentucky. Northwesterly wind will likely squeeze out a few more flakes right on into the first part of tomorrow. And I could see a light coating into parts of eastern Kentucky, similar to this morning. Rooftops, grassy surfaces, anything but the ground. Temperatures remain above the freezing mark. Out and about this evening, we're going to go toward freezing, if not a little bit below. And again, you're fair game for a flurry here or there. As we look ahead, snow showers continue. Then we focus on a milder weekend and changes as we roll in to the month of March. Guys, I'll break those down for you when I come back in a little over 10 minutes.
We will see you then, Chris. Thank you. A Southern Kentucky business owner's community and family are helping him rebuild after his car repair shop was heavily damaged during last month's snowstorm. Reed's exhaust in Monticello took serious damage after snow caused its roof to collapse. It was the latest in a number of setbacks for the owner. WKYT's Phil Pendleton has more now from Wayne County.
I've been repairing cars since I was 12.
Reed Neal started his business in 1984. 9 years later, it burned down.
You know, we came back from that, and with God's grace, we came back.
Last month, the snow shut him down again when his roof collapsed under the weight of it.
I mean, this is the only source of income they have. So when they lost it and it went down, I didn't know what they were going to do.
Neil's daughter started a GoFundMe page, and his community, many of the same people he helped over the years, started returning the favors.
They drop off food, and people just drop off money, and just amounts that you wouldn't believe.
I don't know where the car is today.
Neil says in 32 years he's operated much more than just a car repair shop. He says his customers have been more like family.
He gives advice, and I've seen him witness to people, you know. It's not just working on cars.
It's coming together.
It's been a rough year for Neil, who's also suffered from several health problems, yet through it all, his daughter says the help they've received has been overwhelming.
And to see people actually come out and, you know, give time away from their families and, you know, money out of their pockets, I really appreciate it.
All of it a huge help because Neil didn't have any insurance. He told us that he had to use that money to recently care for his wife. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Neil tells us he hopes to be back in business by the spring. You can find a link to that GoFundMe page on our website, WKYT.com.
A judge has denied a motion from a man convicted in a deadly crash, asking to change the verdict. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Laurel County. A jury found Justin Wibbles guilty of murder back in November. He was involved in a June 2014 crash in Laurel County that killed 61-year-old Jerry Thompson. His attorneys argue the state never proved Wibbles acted recklessly or was solely responsible for the crash. The Times-Tribune reports the judge denied the motion 5 days after it was filed. In Jessamine County, a garbage truck spilled 30 gallons of hydraulic fluid today. It happened on Keene Road in Nicholasville. Firefighters say a seal on the garbage truck ruptured, causing the leak. Police had to shut down a 1-mile stretch of the road to clean up the chemicals.
Measures were taken with absorbents to try to contain the spill, and we're able to do that. But the road surfaces, as cold as they are, have let the spill remain slick. So they're actually having to go back and do pressure washing to remove all the petroleum product.
An environmental cleanup crew were able to get rid of slick spots, and Keene Road has since been reopened.
David Scott, a UK doctoral student, has his life put on hold after it was discovered that he was in need of a kidney transplant. WKYT's Rebecca Smith has more on his search for a donor.
Life is on hold right now for David Scott, a fourth-year PhD student and instructor in the UK philosophy department. The Harvard-educated lawyer is only 30 years old and already in the fight of his life with his health. In between grading papers and writing a dissertation, increasing migraine-type headaches tipped him off that something was terribly wrong.
At some point I realized these aren't migraines anymore. I had no idea what it was.
David found out in December after a blood test he has end-stage renal failure.
Utterly floored me. I wasn't aware of anything about kidney disease, didn't consider that a remote possibility. I had been, a relatively healthy guy my whole life.
Doctors haven't gotten to a root cause of his condition, other than the fact that he's had extremely high blood pressure.
They told me my blood pressure was stroke level, and they were actually somewhat surprised I hadn't had one.
David's now looking for a live donor, is on the list at UK, and doing dialysis like it's his job, literally 8 hours a day.
I don't think anybody would totally get used to dialysis ever.
But he's keeping his spirits and hopes high that someone will volunteer to donate a kidney in the coming days, weeks, or months.
Yeah, patience is definitely a virtue I've acquired, and it's a cliche of taking things one day at a time.
In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
If you would like to help David in some way, you can learn more by calling the University of Kentucky Living Donor Office, or you can go to facebook.com/donor for David.
Kentucky certainly has a great reputation for basketball and national championships. It's one reason Rupp Arena is filled every game with 24,000 people plus. Our good question is from a viewer named Arizona. Kentucky is famous for college basketball. Why don't we have an NBA team? In talking to our WKYT sports department, there are several reasons pro basketball does not seem to be a good fit for Kentucky. Lexington, for example, is not in the mix because we're just too small in population and in television market size. At about 300,000 people and a TV market size of 63, Lexington is far behind the smallest current NBA city of Salt Lake City at 1 million people. Plus, Rupp Arena is outdated for an NBA franchise when it comes to amenities like premium seating and luxury boxes. We just don't have those. Now, Louisville and the Yum Center are a better possibility. They hosted a couple of preseason NBA games last fall, and some people believe Louisville, not Lexington, has the population and the income to land a team. We shall see. To submit a good question, send an email to goodquestion@wkyt.com.
University presidents head to Frankfurt to speak out against proposed cuts to higher education. That story in 5 minutes.
I'm Bill Bryant. Thousands of absentees flow in ahead of Kentucky's Republican presidential caucus. And a higher hotel room tax in Lexington is a step closer to reality. The bottom line is ahead.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
So wherever your adventures take you, you can bet Toyota has an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle that can take you there. And right now is the best time to get one. Get 2.9% financing for 60 months on the Go Anywhere, Do Anything 4Runner. Or 1.9% financing for 60 months on the full-size American-made Tundra. With these vehicles from Toyota, never stop exploring. Toyota, let's go places.
You're probably wondering, with all the meat that Arby's has, do they have ocean meat? Well, wonder no longer. Arby's has more wild-caught Alaskan pollock fillets than you could ever imagine, especially if you're only imagining one fillet. Eat 2 crispy fish fillet sandwiches or flatbreads for $5. Arby's, we have the meat.
Change is taking root in Frankfurt. We need a voice that'll be heard. Daniel Elliott is the conservative for Boyle and Casey counties. Dedicated to protect our God-given freedoms from Obama liberals, Daniel will ensure government is held accountable and our Kentucky values are protected. Daniel Elliott will fight government overreach that's crippled our economy. We need a strong voice. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Daniel Elliott for state representative.
Everyone has their own tastes, and Kroger has something for the one who likes eating healthy, the one who loves to eat everything, and the one just learning to eat. From cleaning the plate to cleaning the house, you'll find a brand for everyone in your family. And because everyone loves to save money, our exclusive brands are affordable too. Delicious, delightful, and made just for you. Everything to make your everyday special with our family of brands at Kroger.
Steak? I thought we were on a budget.
I can't eat another fish stick.
I hear you. How about a vacation?
I thought we were on a budget.
If we book on Allegiant, we can totally afford it. The sun, the surf, we all deserve a break. Listen to your wallet.
Kids all set?
Yeah. What should I order? It's so beautiful here. I love the sun. The weather is perfect. My tan looks amazing.
Ready to eat?
Listen to your wallet and visit Allegiant.com now.
Former Republican Congressman Larry Hopkins today endorsed Ohio Governor John Kasich for the Republican presidential nomination.
Hopkins, who represented Kentucky's 6th district from 1979 to 1993, served with Kasich on the House Armed Services Committee and House Budget Committee. The endorsement comes as Kentucky prepares for their presidential caucus a week from Saturday. Bill Bryant has more in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. More than 6,000 absentee ballots have been returned to the Kentucky Republican Party ahead of the GOP caucus here in the Commonwealth a week from Saturday. Party officials are working hard to get ready for the March 5th caucuses, and presidential campaigns are also trying to get organized here in Kentucky while they're primarily focused on Super Tuesday contests earlier in the week. Mike Biaggi is executive director of the state party. He says he hopes Kentucky Republicans enjoy the upcoming caucus and appreciate appreciate the fact that it's being held early enough to matter.
And I hope folks maybe appreciate that they're given the opportunity to be relevant, to have a voice at a time that candidates are still competing for votes, as opposed to our usual May primary when we're frankly usually not relevant because the race has already been decided. So this is a good opportunity for voters to really have an influence.
Biaggi talks with me about all the aspects of this upcoming caucus, including whether he thinks Kentucky will stay with the caucus in the future or potentially return to a primary. The full Kentucky Newsmakers interview airs Sunday morning at 6 on WKYT. It repeats Sunday at 10 a.m. on the CW Lexington. Set your DVR or catch it then. A House committee in Frankfort today passed a bill onto the full House that would allow Lexington to pass an additional 2.5% transient room tax. That would bring the local tax on hotel rooms up to 8.5%. If it clears all of the hurdles, local leaders have indicated that it might be used to help fund upgrades at the Lexington Convention Center going forward. Kentucky's Medicaid program facing a $125 million deficit this year and a $611 million deficit over the next 2 years. The Bevin administration says the program is struggling to keep up with a flood of new enrollees after eligibility was expanded under former Governor Steve Beshear. The federal government has been fully paying for the expansion, but soon some of the tab will have to be assumed by the state. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
More university presidents spoke out against Governor Bevin's proposed budget cuts in Frankfort this morning. Western Kentucky University President Gary Ransdell testified before a House subcommittee. He told lawmakers the cuts make schools' community services vulnerable because they have to protect tenured professors.
Even during the recession, when we were getting cut pretty hard, all those cuts pale in comparison to these cuts. We've got to deal with this level of cutting. I've got to protect the core curriculum.
Other schools have said budget cuts could lead to tuition hikes. Several college students were at the Capitol today to protest the proposed cuts.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
A lot of clouds across the area today. We've had the on and off snowflakes. Some of us waking up to a little coating of snow on the rooftops and grassy surfaces. That melted away very quickly. Right now, 37 degrees in Lexington, 28. That's what it feels like. Thank you, winds gusting up to around 21 miles per hour for making it feel colder. We'll look across the board. You can see where the winds aren't as strong into western Kentucky, mid and upper 20s for the wind chill now across central and eastern parts of the state. Actual air thermometers are roughly 10 degrees warmer now, mid and upper 30s. Those numbers will begin to level off and settle down a little bit heading into the overnight as well. Defender Radar Network, band of some snows working out of parts of Ohio into northern and eastern Kentucky. And this is going to be the area that can put down another coating of snow as we go through the overnight into early tomorrow morning. Temperatures tonight will be a little colder than what we had this morning, so it'll have a better opportunity to stick this go around into the mountains of eastern Kentucky especially. A few flurries to start the day tomorrow. 27 degrees tomorrow afternoon, mid and upper 30s. If you get enough sunshine and you get it early enough, 40 to 45 is a possibility. Western parts of the area, I'm looking in your direction. Let's see what goes on for the city of Lexington. Outside of basically it gets really dark there on us all of a sudden, doesn't it? We go through the hour by hour at 11 o'clock this evening. Now the city starts to light up. 35 degrees. Winds are still gusting at 24 miles per hour. Through tomorrow morning, frosty cold starts, temperatures into the upper 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow afternoon, we make a run into the upper 30s. Tomorrow evening, Friday evening, night out on the town. Final Friday for the month of February. Not bad at all. You want to see something good, though? Check out this Saturday forecast. We'll push close to 50 into the afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. Through your Saturday evening, A-OK. Two things to watch for on Sunday. Watch the thermometer take off and watch the winds crank up here as well. 60 to 65 most areas Sunday afternoon. Yep. 40 to 45 mile per hour gusts. Good possibility as well as we put the wraps on that weekend forecast. Let's look at those wind gusts in greater detail now for the entire region. We're starting about Saturday morning, by the way, and the gusts pick up a little bit into the afternoon. By Sunday morning, now the winds are cranking, and by Sunday afternoon and evening, 40 to 45 into parts of central and eastern Kentucky as we go right on into Sunday evening at a southwesterly wind just ahead of a cold front that will bring at least the chance for a shower into town on Monday. Who cares about Monday? Focus on Saturday and Sunday. 50 and 64 degrees. That's a good looking Sunday. Again, though, those winds are going to be awfully strong. In middle and end of next week, a bigger storm system takes aim at the area. That wind on Sunday, though, I mean, it's a good day to get out, take a little walk in the neighborhood, a little jog around the region, but that wind will be at your back and kind of may push you along a little bit.
We've had a lot of wind lately that's been kind of pushing us along.
Yeah, we have. And, you know, March is a very windy month, and we're getting closer and closer to March now, so obviously the winds are going to continue to pick up, too.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Live drive traffic. Look, you know, Don, you take off, buddy, and this is what happens to us. We just fall apart around here. We look at our live drive traffic, and we do have the east side of town cleaned up a little bit. What we're dealing with now, though, is an accident limestone at Leader Avenue, so you're going to have an impact there. Otherwise, east side of town, New Circle Road, guys, looking much better.
I'm glad you got that nailed down.
He's always there for us.
He's right there for us. All right, the UK women's basketball team. Senior night tonight, Rob.
Well, it is. How quickly it goes by. We will hear from Janae Thompson, the lone senior. And Jamal Murray is a tremendous talent, but he's had to adjust his game coming into the UK program. Stay with us. Sports is next.
Tonight, it's pure, uncut, and these ladies are selling it.
Maple syrup.
It's a sweet deal.
You have the stuff?
You have the money? And it's about to get...
What are you doing? Sorry, old habit.
Sticky.
How are we going to get this in the car? Good for you. You spotted the problem.
A new mom, then.
We're going to Hollywood!
The girls go from no stars to 4 stars.
This is so sweet. Is that what they call it that?
A new Two Broke Girls after a new mom. CBS tonight.
The treasure folks are loving is the ocean's greatest haul. McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, the most golden of them all.
Right now, get 2 flaky Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for just $5.
Hi, I'm Mark Krish of Coit Cleaning and Restoration. Almost 50 years ago, we pioneered the drapery and carpet cleaning business. With our certified technicians, innovative cleaning methods, and your satisfaction guaranteed in writing, Coit continues to deliver exceptional customer service. For a limited time, choose from any of our cleaning services and save up to 40% off. That's right, 40% off. Is it any wonder why so many homes in the Lexington area have one thing in common? A Coit van in the driveway. Call 1-800-4COIT today.
Where can you satisfy your craving for a delicious 100% Alaskan cod meal? Right here at Long John Silver's. Enjoy our tasty 2-piece hand-battered Alaskan cod basket, hand-dipped in our classic batter, now for just $5.99. Because at Long John Silver's, you deserve more.
Value City Furniture presents How to Buy the Perfect Mattress. First, ask yourself, are you avoiding shopping for a new mattress because you think mattress shopping is anything but a comfortable experience? Wake up and head to Value City Furniture. Our unique 3-step process makes finding the perfect Serta or Beauty Rest mattress so easy, you can almost do it in your sleep. Oh, wow. Perfect. And that's how to buy the perfect piece at Value City Furniture.
What's the most awarded car company of the year? Ranking from top to bottom.
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
Current qualified GM lessees can get a sign-and-drive lease on this Chevy Cruze Limited for around $179 per month.
See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
If you've been in an accident with a semi-truck, let our crash team get started today. Don't delay. Evidence disappears. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
While some airports offer a few flights to a few places a few days a week, Louisville International offers daily flights to more of the places you want to go. You can get there from there, eventually. Or you can see where we can take you. Visit us today.
Wake up with a hot McCafe coffee starting at only $1.
I'm WKYT's Miranda Combs, and I stand for Kentucky.
Jamal Murray has been incredible coming into the Kentucky program. He can score points just about any way you can imagine. Jamal had 23 Tuesday night against Alabama. The 13th game this season he scored at least 20. 7th game in a row. The longest streak since Jody Meeks had a stretch of 9 20-point games. Now, everybody knew Murray was talented coming in, but he has had to adjust his game.
Completely different. He's catching and shooting, getting by guys, and he's doing what coach wants him to do. He's not turning the ball over. That's one of the reasons why we have 4 turnovers, and he's just playing at a very high level, and that's what is helping us get these wins.
He's defending better. He's getting by people. He's drawing fouls. He's that big guard that he can be. You put him in pick and rolls. We did that late. He got to the rim. He's a lead guard who scores it and is playing pretty well right now.
Now, Murray can be a magician on the court. Every once in a while, he'll still get out of control. It happened one time Tuesday night.
No, it wasn't a shot. It was a crossover, hit off his knee, and he did it behind it. And it was stolen and going the other way. It's only one time this game. Do you remember early in the year? Now you look, and he did it one time, and that's why we were laughing after the game. I mean, how much better is he? Oh my gosh, he's not even the same player.
And next up for the Cats, Vanderbilt down in Nashville Saturday. You'll see it at 4 o'clock right here. And immediately following the game, Wildcat wrap-up. All the highlights, post-game reaction, only on your home for UK Sports, WKYT. The UK women have 2 regular season games remaining. They need to try to win out now and claim that 4th and final bye in next week's SEC tournament. Tonight, the Cats face Missouri. Senior night for Janae Thompson, lone senior on the squad. Thompson came to UK from Chicago, where she was a McDonald's All-American.
I literally feel like I just got here, and it goes by so fast. You don't realize as a freshman when the seniors who are taking care of you are trying to tell you how fast it goes by. I can't even believe that I'm sitting here talking about it, but it's been great. The growth I've experienced over these 4 years has been tremendous.
And in case you missed it last night, in the 62nd District, Morgan County's Jordan Perry gave us one of the most exciting moments of the high school basketball season. End of the 3rd quarter, Perry with a rebound, and he heaves it at the buzzer. Hits nothing but net here. Length of the court shot that made Sports Center's top 10. Yes, it did. Elliott County eliminated the Cougars 65-53, but Perry ends his career as the number 8 scorer all time in Kentucky. He has scored more than 3,300 points. Stay with us now as we continue after the break.